स्वागत है शो पर। सर, सबसे पहले जानना चाहेंगे यहाँ से गवर्नमेंट ने जो एग्जेम्प्ट किया है की एसी रेफ्रिजरेटर कंपोनेंट्स फ्रॉम BIS सर्टिफिकेशन, हाउ डू यू सी दिस चेंज एंड फॉर द कंपनी एंड ओवरऑल फॉर द सेक्टर?
See, the whole supply chain management has become a very complex subject, not only for air conditioning industry, but for many industries. So first, we have to understand what this the BIS licensing means. Under the Make in India program, there was a PLI scheme for quite a bit of components, and also there was an attempt to reduce the dependence on certain imports from other countries. So therefore, the government introduced certain standards, and unless and until the component that is supposed to be imported conform to those standards, they will not be allowed. So this is called a quality control order, and BIS is the authority which is administering that. Now, in 2019 itself, the rules were brought in, and quite a bit of exporters in our neighboring countries and other countries got themselves approved under that. These approvals are for a specific period, and beyond which you have to again go for an approval. Now, key components for air conditioning industry are the compressors. So there have been restrictions in terms of getting these compressors approved as per the BIS standards and getting the same imported. There is also copper tubes which were coming from many countries, and that will have to also conform to a particular standard. Now, the clarifications that keep happening are twofold. Number one is the period of extension is being given for introducing that restriction, or if a restriction has been in place, that is being lifted. That's how you keep seeing. As far as the air conditioning industry is concerned, you look at the copper tubes. It is good that the time period has been given because the domestic ecosystem for copper tubes are yet to reach the full capacity. We are happy about it. We have been following up with the government in order to extend certain approvals for compressors. This is an ongoing thing, and this is happening at a time when global supply chains are actually, in a manner of speaking, in shambles. Tariff wars and reciprocal tariffs and many things are going on, and in the process the commodity prices are also unstable, and the supply chain as a subject has become a very critical one for all the manufacturers.
Right. Sir, आगे जानना चाहेंगे the surge in AC demand due to this heat and heat wave ahead of summer season. How the demand sentiment shaping up?
Demand has been extremely good so far. You remember last summer season was a historic one with more than 57% growth. Post that, through the festive season, even leading up to this particular quarter, the growth has been excellent, over 30%. Now, we are talking about a high base. On that high base, going by IMD forecast, going by what is happening in the marketplace, we all anticipate at least 25 to 30% growth. But at the same time, we are monitoring where the rains are, how the weather is. Whenever there is a shower, we all look at closely how that market is going to be impacted. But on the whole, this category has arrived, and I think 25 to 30% growth is possible during this summer season.
Okay. So, do you think this exemption hints from the government about policy measures to address climate change related challenges?
There are plenty of regulations pertaining to our industry, at least. The very first one is the Energy Labor once in 2 years, the energy efficiency levels are updated. The next change is expected on 1st January 2026. The second one is the India Cooling Action Plan, which governs many things connected with the air conditioning industry and refrigeration industry and refrigerants in particular. The third one is the e-waste recycling program. We fall under that. Now, industry has done exceptionally well in working with the government to upgrade the energy efficiency, and this is one of the finest programs. For example, if you would have bought an air conditioner in the year 2005, and if you buy now, the energy consumption has been reduced by over 80%. And so it is good for the country because the carbon footprint is lower, and also for the consumer because he need not pay very high electricity bills. And we are willing to work with the government in the e-waste recycling. We are concerned about the rate of recycling. The government is looking into that. And India Cooling Action Plan, the refrigerants related, there is constant dialogue, and India has been a country complying in the and standing tall in the global arena, and the air conditioning and refrigeration industry has been ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Sir, help us understand the current market dynamics, lateral impact of compressor shortage you are assessing, and sign of demand-supply mismatch.
As I mentioned, the supply chain itself is a very, very important subject these days. It is the boards are now discussing about the supply chain resilience much more in depth than what these boards used to do in the past. Now, the second, it is in terms of not only the cost, it is in terms of availability. Coming specifically to the compressors, I think the summer demand would have been taken care of. It may be touch and go. I think if it is 25 to 30%, industry will somehow be able to deliver those many machines. But if the growth is going to be like last year, I don't think compressors will be available. As we speak, we are worried about post-summer the compressor supply chain. The government is looking into that. We are from the industry talking to the government. All of us are committed to make investments in order to ensure that we are self-reliant. We are requesting the government for that time period. And also, the players who have invested are in the process of scaling. So as of now, it is the summer season. I think the supplies will be available, but it is a very, very tight situation. And in the meanwhile, there is another regulation through which the components meant for manufacturing compressors, those components have been brought under the BIS licensing, and so therefore there is another concern there. But I think all these will be resolved by the authorities.
So next will be on market share. Company targets to aim for 14.3% market share by FY26. Growth outlook for financial year 26, and where do you see this largely coming from?
Room air conditioner market is expected to grow at a CAGR of 19% from now until 2030. And we would like to grow faster than the market. Our immediate goal is to reach a market share of 15%, which should have taken place in FY25 itself. It is not taking place. It is going to take place only in FY27. We are likely to end close to around 14% market share. In the coming year, we are aiming between 14.3 to 14.5, and in FY27 we are aiming for 15%. So the key to this is one, making available products at all price points. Two, the distribution reach. The three is making Blue Star brand relevant for every consumer segment across the country. So the actions are on, and we are progressing well. We have the track record of gaining market share every year, and I'm hopeful that we will be able to do that.
Right, sir. And sir, any new model launches till now, and any new technology and newly launched models, if you can share the details on it?
Interestingly, the high-tech machines, the Wi-Fi enabled or AI-powered machines are being accepted in the Indian market. The market for those products are increasing. There is a second category which is heavy duty. If it is 50-degree plus kind of temperature without derating, delivering full capacity, people are expecting heavy duty machines to be delivered. The third is with regard to the products which are equipped with various kind of filters. In a manner of speaking, it's a air purifier inbuilt in an air conditioner. So health conscious consumers, that base is growing. So therefore, this year we have launched close to around 150 SKUs. They will fall in many categories. Functionally superior, value for money, and high-tech Wi-Fi enabled voice command, AI powered, heavy duty machines, machines with superior filters. All these are the range, and as we grow and as the country grows, the each one of these segments are becoming significant, and that we participate in all categories is important if we have to improve our market share.
Right. So last a couple of points. What is the current order book of the company?
It had been record high all the time. That is connected with the B2B business, right? The electromechanical projects business mainly drives that, and the commercial air conditioning business. So the manufacturing, data center, and the growth coming from tier 3, 4, 5 towns for the commercial air conditioning products, and the ice cream segment that is driving commercial refrigeration products, and the cold chain equipment that are bought by not only dairy but also processed food and pharmaceutical. All these drive. We have over 6,000 crores of pending order. It continues to grow. But the key is not the pending order book, the speed at which it can be executed and cash can be realized. And the growth was not impressive last year. It was in the order of 10 to 12%, and it is expected to gain momentum in the B2B part of the business.
And so lastly, the guidance, if you can share, for coming quarters, especially in terms of growth and revenue.
It is a peak summer season, and as I mentioned to you, the unitary cooling products, one looks at 25 to 30% growth. That is what will drive the coming quarter.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting, and best wishes for coming quarters. तो आता ब्लू स्टार